Welcome to Living or Dying, a resource of selected readings and images to go along with the book.
Resources. I'm so grateful for all the amazing resources I've received during my own life and living my dying journey, and for this opportunity to share some of these with you through this book. So I've written a letter to connect us all in a conversation with all those people who were and still are my resources, but who are now dead. A letter to Leonard is addressed to them all, and in particular to David Donaldson, Tom Leonard, and Leonard Cohen. Dear Leonard, living my dying, thank you for always reminding me to. Thank you, David Donaldson, who I didn't know. Thank you, Tom Leonard, Glasgow poet, who also died in 2018. And thank you, Leonard Cohen, who died in November 2016, to whom I am mainly writing this letter. For every atom belonging to me as good belongs to you, said Walt Whitman in The Song of Myself, and in everything all of you sang and wrote and said. Thank you for going deep down there when you were dying, Leonard, writing your last book, The Flame, for keeping true to the fear, for keeping shy, because I don't know what my dying experience will be either, for keeping honest and open to all possibilities, and to say that there is such a thing as a good death, with the logic that follows from a self-proclaimed simple-minded rationalist like David Donaldson, that therefore there's also such a thing as a bad death, and relative better and worse ones too, and that these are more reasons for keeping shy, because while we can do many things to prepare and plan for our dying and hope for a better death, not everything is in our control. And thank you for always finding me in the nick of time with all your music and songs, Leonard, songs like Dance Me, reminding me that even when we were dying, we are still never alone. Dance me to your beauty with a burning violin. Dance me through the panic till I'm gathered safely in. Lift me like an olive branch and be my homeward dove. Dance me to the end of love. And thank you for palliative medicine and good pain and symptom control, trusting that David and Tom and Leonard, you all received good palliative care, professional advice and treatment when you needed it, for pain, nausea, vomiting, breathlessness, and all the other symptoms you might have had. I like to imagine too your professional carers did this well for you and attended to the needs of mind and spirit too, helping with the anguish when it arises, ours as well as yours, living or dying. And for solidarity with those of us who have to live outside the narrative, thank you, Tom Leonard, for all your words speaking truth to power, because the death trade, a capitalist sentence is a death sentence. You wrote, Tom Leonard, in capitals in one of your poems. The death trade as practiced in some hospitals and clinics, as well as much that is written and done by experts on us and for us when we're dying, can exclude and discriminate against people and dominate and subdue our spirit. The struggle continues. So back to the conversation with you, dear reader. Let us wonder who may have been around David and Tom and Leonard, and when they took their last breath, whether anyone was holding their hand. It seems so relevant to us, relative strangers, you and I, as we also hold hands and share these resources together. Thank you.
I'm Shelia Templeton, co-editor of Living or Dying, and I'm reading my summing up of the experience of working on this book, the Afterword. It all started 6 years ago when I found myself standing next to Larry Butler at the bar during Sandy Hutchison's wake. My younger sister had died a month previously, and for the first time in my life, a sense of my own mortality was hitting me very hard. I turned to Larry and said something of this. My usual reticence on such heavy stuff swept away with the rawness of how I was feeling. And Larry said, "Well, there's a group I'm in which meets to discuss death and dying. There's a space if you want to join us. A space to talk freely about all matters relating to death and dying." Previously, I'd have run a mile away from confronting such matters, but right then it felt exactly what I needed. So I did join the group, the dialogue group, and got to know lovely David Donison, who hosted the group in his Glasgow flat. He began writing Living or Dying, the book, shortly after I joined the group in 2016, and at first I didn't participate very much in reading what he'd written. I was too occupied with simply getting to know the group, getting comfortable with sharing thoughts and feelings about death, such a taboo subject. I still have a lot of resistance even now. I've probably only scratched the surface of all my own fears and hopes around the subject of my own death, which is why I accepted Larry's invitation to help co-edit this book. And besides that, I wanted to help because of David, his kindness to me as a newbie in the group, and his elegant acceptance of his own advancing years affected me deeply, and I liked the idea of being a part of birthing this book, which was so very important to him. Editing Living or Dying has taken well over 2 years. It's been quite something, a roller coaster indeed. So many different aspects to the work. Collating David's writing, sending invitations to writers we thought would be a fit for this book, trying to get funding, shaping the contributions into a coherent book, constantly communicating through email, phone, and Zoom meetings, co-editing a book during the pandemic lockdown led to a steep technology learning curve. Reading the contributions has been a treasure trove of joy and wonder, but trying to get funding was hard. We'd long travails with Creative Scotland, which sadly were unsuccessful. But we then took a successful step into the world of crowdfunding through Kickstarter, another steep learning curve, and one where we are so grateful for the wave of warmth and appreciation and financial backing we've now received. Larry's vision has always been to have David's work as the core of the book, along with essays, reflections, practical advice, information, and always sprinkled with poetry. And that is exactly a description of living or dying. I'm delighted to have been a part of helping this very important book come into being. I'm sure it's what David wanted. I'm pretty sure he's smiling.
Everything. Everything is racing. Everything is vanishing. Everything is hosted. Everything is vanishing. Everything in the world that's seen, everything is vanishing. Everything that's closed or bare, everything is vanishing. Anything for a second there, everything is vanishing. Everything is racing. Everything is vanishing. Everything is hosted. Everything is vanishing. Music, lovers, pillow slips, everything is vanishing. Lightning, thunder, hail and rain, everything is vanishing. In the mountains, on the streets, everything is vanishing. Scissors, paper, rock, hands, everything is vanishing. Everything is racing. Everything is vanishing. Everything is hosted. Everything is vanishing. The fox at night, the birds aloft, everything is vanishing. Speedwell, crocus, lotus, rose, everything is vanishing. With arms spread wide, everything is vanishing. With soft foot fall, everything is vanishing. Everything is racing. Everything is vanishing. Everything is hosted. Everything is vanishing. Hear it now. See me now. Everything is racing. Everything is vanishing. Love each other. Love each other. Everything is hosted. Everything is vanishing.